howdy folks. I know, right? So I was looking out the window and I looked up into the clouds, and there in front of my eyes were letters, bold as could be. Hey Tom, what have you been doing? I looked down, I thought, well, that's strange. I looked back up, there appeared more letters. I thought you were going, and I had to wait for the wind to blow the clouds so it would scroll down, you know. And it said, I thought you were going camping. I did too. What's a guy to do though? In all honesty, well, I had a little change in my job, and it's eating up a lot more of my time. And, you know, when the weekends roll around, the weather has just been snowing and blowing. So, well, I decided, hey, I'm going to go shopping for some stuff. And I got some awesome new stuff. Pretty cool, huh? Everybody should have one of these. I got room for all my digging tools and all that good stuff. Huh? But even better, I got a brand new stream sluice. This is a Royal 10-inch hybrid. Pretty cool, I know. All I need to do now is go out and get some gold. So I thought, well, all right, let's look back out the window. And when I looked out the window, do you know what I saw? Check it out.
You were very funny.
So you know what I mean? We got animals rampaging around the neighborhood. We got snow falling out of the sky. How is a guy supposed to go prospecting with that going on? So I had to think about it. And I thought about it. And I said, aha! Then I had to think some more because, well, I'm getting old. And, you know, unfortunately, a little slower than maybe I once was, but it came to me. I will build a way to prospect in the winter. Come on, let's take a look and see what I built. It's quite the contraption. Come on. Well, let's take an overview and let's see what we got going on here. Since I can't play outside, we're set up for recirculation. The high banker itself, what I'm calling this is the second chance mat. That was actually a truck mud flap that I found, and it has this deep V pattern in it. So I thought, okay, anything that doesn't get caught in the main sluice ought to get caught in this. Should be just any maybe fine gold that blows through. Okay. What I've got here is my little 1 in 12 slope level. You can see, and yeah, we're right about 1 in 12 here. So moving on up, what we've got right here is the high-low mat from Royal Manufacturing, and I ordered this from Royal because my sluice is a Royal, and it's not as complex as Gold Hog matting. It's fairly simple. Here's a cross section. As you can see, it's pretty basic, but you know, how complicated do you need to get? All right, so moving on up, we've got our flapper here that will hopefully smooth out the water flow over the V-mat and down through the sluice. And then the hopper, kind of the heart and soul of this rig. I have it set up so that these are adjustable. So wherever I need water, I can kind of direct it. Got a platform in here for the material to wash on, and it can tumble out through here, and of course the finer stuff goes down, drops down, and shoots out down here. I'm hoping this isn't going to leak too much, but well, I have not fired this thing up yet, so let's set this aside and we'll come over here, and I put a switch on this because it's just easier to deal with instead of connecting and disconnecting. So let's give this baby a crank. Whoa, 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 okay. Come on, baby. Oh, that's leaking. Right here. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Let me get back to you. Okay, so I had to liberate my pump from my little stream deal. Use that to keep the rocks and most of the sand out of it in the stream. But for our purposes here, I think that's going to be fine. So let's do take 2. There we are. Whew. Flash steady going on here. Yeah, that is. That's all right though. Out on the creek, that won't matter too much. Yeah, that's working good. Well, I think it's about time to run some material. Oh, I forgot one of the features. That's a little kind of a cradle dealie right there. That'll sit on the rocks any which way, and I can do my balancing from the back. And it looks like I need to, looks pretty good up here. It might just be this. Well, I don't know. Time to run some material and find out. You know, yet another thing I forgot to mention was my little leveling system that I made here. When I'm out there on the rocks, I do not expect things to be all that even, so I put these on, and I think they will work out pretty well. What do you think? All right, so let's do this. That's some pay dirt that I've dug before everything froze up. That looks good. As you can see, it's mostly unclassified. I'll leave that off for a minute. I got the mop bucket handy. Nice. Yeah, rolling right out. I like it. Well, I have made quite a mess here. However, we are through that bucket of material, but I think I'm going to have to run some clean water over this in order to get an idea of what's in here. Well, let's see if we got anything. Oh yeah, I'm off. Might be too close. There we go. Bunch of little stuff. Bunch of little stuff. When we get down in here, looks like a piece right there. Oh, looks like maybe some right in here. Oh, so far so good. Check out the last chance mat here. Piece of quartz. Don't know. Well, that doesn't look too bad. I don't really see any gold in the last chance mat, but so far it looks like it's working pretty good. All of this leaky, messy stuff won't matter out in the field. I may have to reconsider that 1/4 inch screen there for maybe something a little different. It's just catching too many of these little roots and stuff. But that's something to think about as spring approaches. For the time being, we got a little bit of gold here. I'm gonna have to do a clean out, find out just how much out of that one, well, 2/3 of a bucket really. Yeah, that stuff was heavy. There's a lot of black sand in there. So, now we'll get ready to do a clean out here. All right, let's transfer it over to the pan. Alrighty, well, I will set up a panning tub. We'll change this nasty water out for some relatively clean water, and we'll get to panning. Alright, well, let's get this panned out, see what we got here. We'll just go right to the small riffles. Plenty of black sand there. See if we can't get rid of most of that. That is just about entirely black sand. Well, we got some gold showing up there. We can get that down. There's some on that corner. Go this way. There's a piece trying to get away right there. Okay, well, I hope the camera will continue to focus. If you're panning in the field, this just goes into another container to be cleaned out later on. I had some folks in my video about why you would bother buying pay dirt that somehow seem to think I normally panned that slow. And I had to point out that pointing out the concentrates that you get when you buy pay dirt is vastly different than trying to pan out in the field. See, I got one trying to get away there. So we'll take that stuff back down to the corner. Now some people seem to think that there's some kind of rocket science to this. There's not. It's one of those things you learn as you go. There's no one right way to do it. There's lots of wrong ways. But everybody seems to kind of come up with their own favorite little tricks that they do. Some of them work better than others. But I think it's important to remember that you can do it a different way and still be doing it right. I hope I'm not getting too far out of frame here. Just settle back down. This is really fine stuff. This is all flood gold in here. Coarse gold on the creek that I dug this pay dirt from is a really rare thing. That's why panning that pay dirt that I got from Arizona, from Lynch Mining, was an entirely different experience. Trying to do this on camera is an entirely different experience. Now you can see there's some gold in there. Something to remember too is that, ooh, floaties. I did put some jet dry in the water. That gold has no excuse to be floating. Well, it wants to take off though. What was I talking about? Do you remember? I don't. No, I still got floaties taken off there. I can see that this is going to call for more jet dry. But you can see how fine that stuff is. It's really fine. A lot of that is, bigger pieces are probably between 50 and 100 mesh, and the smaller pieces probably under 200 mesh. There's some little minus 200 floating around right there. But that's really fine stuff. And instead of taking up camera time and your time and my time and, well, okay, I'll use my time on it, but I won't spend your time trying to get that last little bit separated out there, because I'll have to go back through this. Well, not a lot of gold, but I got it in the house, playing with my new gizmo, so I'm not complaining. The weatherman says we have some nice weather on the way. I'll take it. Hopefully, we'll get back out to the cave. Cross fingers and toes. The Royal Sluice. I will do a review of this once the streams open up and I can actually get this thing in the water. I don't know if the water will be low enough early season or not for me to get this in, but as soon as I can, we'll take a look at this thing and see how it runs. In the meantime, I was going to say get out there and live your Wyoming. Even if it's get in here and live your Wyoming adventure, make sure you get out there and do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.